Good morning for this Friday, May 16th for today's free video, and we are looking at the ETF SSO, right? SSO, the ProShares Ultra S&P 500. If you recall, just 2 days ago we made an all-time new high, right? Taking out the prior all-time new high. So again, if you trade the S&Ps, I mean this mirrors the E-mini S&P 500, okay? But we made that move. We weren't able to sustain up through those highs. We've pulled back. As you can see, I've got two white horizontal lines here representing most of the activity, most trading activity that we've had so far this year. Okay, so we're back into this, what we like to call a balance zone or consolidation zone, right? So most of this year's trading has occurred in the zone, okay? With minor penetration up through it, a false breakout here, came right back down through these lows, which represent the low of the balance area. Held beautifully at the gray action zone, rallied up, took out those highs. Now we're entering back into that zone. So now the question is, do we chop around in here? Or do we break down through or back up through the highs? Okay, that's the age-old question. What does the market do from here? I still think that we're going to move higher. Okay, I think we're pulling back into the zone before we spring higher. But that's just, you know what? Everyone's got opinions, right? And analysis as to why. But I just believe it's going higher. If we're trading in here, we've got to use stops, right? So the level that I'm using for any type of stop, right, is below the gray action zone, which really represents below this lower white horizontal line. If the market starts to break through that, then I have to say I'm completely wrong in what I just told you, okay? But I'm going to stick to my conviction that I think the market's going to move higher, so you can play this one of two ways. You can pretty much hedge the market. You can buy some puts and calls in the money, puts and calls, and when it starts breaking, because look, I truly believe we're gonna make a pretty big move in one way or the other, right? So I want to be ready for that move. So if you've got a perfect hedge on using options, right, buying the calls, in the money calls, buying in the money puts, okay. Once the market starts to make the break up through one of these levels, then you would just take the other side off and look to manage the existing trade accordingly. And that's exactly what I'm doing in here, okay? So we'll see. If the market really breaks down hard, I'll be making money. I'll just take off my calls and vice versa. Okay, so that's what I'm doing in the SSO. Okay? Now let's take a look at the trade that I pointed out yesterday in Biogen, BIIB. Remember, it was a setup. It wasn't necessarily a trigger to get long. Remember, I was looking to go long yesterday if the market was able to take out the high of the bearish engulfing pattern right here. Okay? Market wasn't able to do it. Okay? Market was not able to do it. Market traded lower, made a lower high and a lower low. I told you yesterday that I was more prone to look to go long on a penetration up through that 301 and change than to go short below it, okay? So I'm going to stick to my guns here. Today's the last day for this to be a valid trade if it occurs. So I need to see a penetration up through 301.21 to 301.41 to go long. If that doesn't happen, then I'm still going to be flat this stock, but that's what I'm looking to do. Let's take a look at TNA, right? The Russell 2000. Right? The Russell 2000, it's the small cap bull 3 times shares, right? So Russell 2000, 3 times the index fund. Very interesting, okay? Whereas, take a look at this compared to the SSO, right? The SSO pretty much mirrors the S&P 500. The TNA is the Russell. Well, the Russell's down. The SSO is near those all-time highs, which makes me believe that the Russell is going to start to rally from here. Look at yesterday. That's what I like to call a bullish blow-off bar. Opens and closes in the top quarter of the range. After selling off in the morning, it managed to reverse back up, closing above the open, which in my estimation is a bullish sign. So A relatively low risk trade, either buy the market above yesterday's high and look to take this market up back into this zone, the blue action zone, slightly below this high, right? So you've got this room here with your initial catastrophic stop below the low, right? Or if you don't get the penetration up through yesterday's high, you could buy it in here while at the same time keeping your initial catastrophic stop below this low. So your risk would be a little lower. So it closed at 63.06. It's at 63.19 now. So I just believe that we could stage a rally in the TNA. So I'm going to watch this very closely first half hour to see whether or not I'm going to jump in this one, okay? Hope that helps. Have a profitable day, and I'll be back with you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye for now. And on the premium videos next, I outlined 3 brand new trades. Market just opened. Let's see where this opens. Okay, 63.14 right now. So next in the premium videos, I discussed the 3 powerful trades that I'm looking for today. Bye for now.